What about now? Is that any better? Oh, I can hear myself suddenly. What about now? Is that any better? Hey, I can hear myself. Perfect. That should be working now. Can you guys hear me? I had, there we go. So I've set it up. That was stupid. Basically what I did is I set it up so that it records my desktop audio and my voice separately for when I'm recording YouTube videos, and it was only recording the desktop audio. Right, okay, small technical hiccup, and now we're in. Thank God for that. Sorry about that, everybody. Sorry to keep you waiting. So, today we're going to be doing some photo scanning. Let me just get the stream back up so I can see the stats, and then I will talk a little bit more about what's going to happen. I'm really excited about this stream. I prepared a lot of stuff for it, and I think it's going to be really fun, so I'm looking forward to actually getting it off the ground. Let me just get back to my dashboard. Finally. Small technical hiccup. There's about a 1 minute delay. That's okay. Don't worry about that. Analytics. Okay, we've got 15 people watching right now. 15 people witnessed me desperately trying to figure out what was wrong. Okay, let's put this back over here and then close my emails before I dox myself. And then this can go here. And then I'm going to transition to different window. Boom, there we go. So let's get Blender open, and then let me just pause this as well. A bit of white noise. The white noise. Oh, I should have explained. I explained this when the mic was muted, but obviously didn't hear it. So I've got the fan on in the background because it's really hot in my living room at the moment. So I apologise for that. But if I turn it off, then I will melt during the stream. So we're just gonna have to live with it. I'm going to play some music so that there's some nice background noise. Let's just turn this down a bit. So we're going to get some chill vibes going on in here. Let me know if that's too loud or if you need me to change the volume of any of the music or anything. Oh, I've just muted it. There we go. This is courtesy of Epidemic Sounds. They are a sponsor of my channel. Thank you very much, Epidemic Sounds. Okay. Right, so cool, so let me open the project file first. So I've already done the photo scan itself because it takes about 3 hours to process, so obviously I didn't want to do that on stream, otherwise you guys would be very bored. But essentially yesterday, my friend Kieran, who very graciously came around and helped me photo scan myself, came over and we took a load of photos of me outside my house, or my flat, which looked like this. Basically, you get someone to stand in like a T-pose position and then go all the way around them and take a load of photos from different angles and sort of cover all the different angles so that you can see everything in the body basically. So we've got some wide ones and some close-ups of my face and stuff. And then I used a program called Meshroom to photo scan the stuff in, which like reconstructs the 3D model. And that looks like this, if I get Meshroom open quickly. I think the voice is a bit high in gain in my opinion. Okay, let me turn that down slightly. Maybe that'll be better. I've just turned it down on my interface a bit. Let me know if that sounds better. Let me open the Meshroom project. Open recent Treasure Planet photo scan. Just turn the music down slightly. So this is what the photo scan comes out looking like. Well, this is the point cloud anyway. How do I open the... Is it the meshing? If I double click this, it should show the actual mesh. Much better. Sweet. Thank you very much for the tip. Let's turn off that. So this is what the photo scans come out looking like in Meshroom, and then I bring this into Blender and make it look a little bit less hideous basically. Oh, I've lost it. There we go. So anyway, this is Meshroom. Like I said, I've already processed this because it takes about 3 hours. So what I'm actually going to be doing in this stream is bringing it into Blender, baking all the textures, and then also smoothing out the mesh because it looks a bit mental at the moment. So I go to Import, OBJ, Treasure Planet, Assets, Photo Scan, and then it's this one. You need voice meter. It's a digital mixer. Oh right, I'll have to check that out after the stream because I do struggle with levels and stuff a bit sometimes. Here we go. So this is the very high res model. As you can see, it's really bumpy and stuff. So what we're going to be doing is using some sculpting in Blender to make it a lot smoother. I did have some problems yesterday with some holes where there were holes in the legs and stuff, but I found a setting in Meshroom luckily that sort of fixed that. So there's no gaps now. So it's literally not patching any holes. We're just going to focus on the creative stuff, which is making it look nice. So I'm just going to orient it so it's in the proper sort of angle. Get it in the center of the world. Just do a bit of this. Cool. And then we've got some excess geometry that we don't need down here, so I'll just get rid of some of this stuff. Oh, I can't see it now. And some of this. I think that's okay. Yep. Then it's quite heavy to work on at the moment, so we're going to decimate it a little bit just so that it's easier to move around the viewport and stuff while looking at it. Delete vertices. You should try reality capture. Yeah, I used reality capture yesterday and I was having some problems with it, otherwise I would have actually used it. That was my go-to, but yeah, I had some issues, so I tried Meshroom and Meshroom just worked fine, so I ended up using Meshroom instead. Can't we straight up remesh it? You could just remesh it. I don't know how it works with baking the textures if you just remesh it. And also, I kind of want to sculpt it a bit anyway, because obviously, as you can see, the face is a bit messed up. So I want to have a bit more control over the way it looks than just straight up using the voxel remesh thing. But yeah, it would be a similar situation. I don't actually think I need to decimate this because it's not too bad. I might just jump straight into the sculpting. So once it's kind of set up, the first thing I do... Oh, actually, let's just move this up a bit. There's some stuff under here. One thing I am going to do is go over some cool tips for, like, because obviously bits of... I don't know if anyone's ever done any photo scanning before, but the hands and stuff and the feet usually come out quite badly. So I think I'll probably end up either photo scanning or finding a model of the shoes that I was wearing and rebuilding that, because these have come out quite bumpy, especially because I was standing on grass. And my hands are non-existent because I was holding them in like a fist shape. So that will be like a separate mesh really. But the majority of the stuff I want to preserve is all of this. And if I go into textured view, we should be able to see the actual textures that are projected onto the model, which look really cool. And it will actually start to look a bit like me. Rip face, indeed, yes. It's looks like I've been stung by 1,000,000 wasps or something. Oh, have we crashed? Come on, Blender. There we go. It's in aces, so I need to convert all the color, all the image textures back to correct color space, which I'll do in a second. Let me just save this somewhere. Photo scan, sculpt. Oh. So all of these are currently in the wrong color space. So let's just fix that very quickly. Change it from aces to roll matte paint. And unfortunately there's like 15 textures or 25 textures that I have to do this for, so bear with me. I'm too late. What do you mean you're too late? We just started. This is the perfect time to join. I didn't do the photo scan in the stream if you've just joined, so you haven't actually missed anything. I've just bought in the OBJ once it's been processed from Meshroom, and I'm going to do the fun stuff now, which is sculpting it a little bit and then baking all the textures. And then in this stream, my goal is to try and get it to a point where it's completely usable, as in like I'm going to rig it and stuff by the end of the stream. But that might be ambitious, so we'll see how we go. If anyone saw the Solar Surfer video that I made a few weeks ago, where I made... Let me get it up actually. What's the best way to do this? Don't want to reveal any personal information. Let's go on my channel. This video where I made the Jim Solar Surfer from Treasure Planet. Basically the photo scan I'm making now is going to go on this, and I'm going to have like an IK rig so the hands and feet stick to the thing, and I'm going to remake a scene from Treasure Planet, which is one of my favourite films of all time, for a YouTube video, which I think will be really fun. It's going to be a lot of work, full CG, so it's going to take a few weeks of sort of grinding away my evenings, but I'm looking forward to it. Sadly you can't use Meshroom without an NVIDIA card. Oh really? I didn't know that. I have a 1080, so I'm okay, but yeah, that is a bit annoying if you don't have an NVIDIA card. Okay, there we go. So now they've all popped back into the correct color space. So as you can see, the general shape is there. Because the leather jacket was kind of shiny, you can see some of the textures have messed up here. So I think once I've baked the textures onto some clean UVs, I'll probably go into Nuke or Photoshop or something and sort of clone paint this to make it look a bit smoother. Because that's the actual textures, that's not the geometry that's gone sort of... You can see all these like fragmenty bits. But for the most part, what I want to do here is just fix all of the bumpy bits. So let's do that now. So if I jump into sculpt mode, and then use the smooth brush, or just the draw brush set to a low amount. I think I'll probably actually use the smooth brush for this. Is that the smooth brush? I can never remember. Yeah. Turn the strength right down. What's everyone saying? I'm going to try not to complain about being tired. Oh, Tree, you always join the streams, and I know it's late for you, so thank you very much. Okay, here we go. So it's kind of the kind of balancing point here is smoothing it to the point where it looks nice without actually losing all of the detail in like the nice folds of the clothing. So what I'll probably end up doing, if I go a bit stronger on this, is smoothing it out, but then kind of like for areas like this along the edge of the jacket, I'll end up using the crease brush to kind of bring back in that hard edge, so it actually looks quite good. Have you tried MetaHuman or MakeHuman? Not personally, no. I've seen some videos, it looks really cool, but I think it's much easier to just use a photo scan than to try and fiddle around with all those sliders to try and make something that looks like me, especially because this actually captures the clothes that I was wearing and stuff. So there's benefits to both for sure. Like the MakeHuman stuff, obviously you don't have to do any of this stupid processing with the photo scan, which is a huge benefit, but the photo scan, once you do all this work to it, I think usually yields a bit of a better result because you have all the actual photo textures of the exact person, so there's no like questioning whether it looks real or not. It's like this is what it's meant to look like. But it looks really good, the MetaHuman stuff, MakeHuman, whatever it's called. Don't fix the face, add some blood on it, tell everyone you injured yourself in the Treasure Planet shot. That is also a good idea. Maybe that'll be my backup plan if this stream goes a bit south and I can't get it working. So I think, yeah, I'm going to end up cutting off the hands and stuff because, as you can probably see in the photos, I was just like holding onto a light stand. Let me get it back up quickly. Assets, photo scan, JPEGs. So yeah, I moved my hands a bit while we were scanning them as well, which doesn't help, but they looked like, let's find a good one. Yeah, I was just kind of holding it like this, so it doesn't actually, the scan doesn't really have any detail in the hands that's worth keeping, so I'll probably remove them and start from scratch. Slowly getting there. It's really not. It's a shame because like some of the detail of the jacket here looks really nice, so I don't want to go too heavy on this because having this detail in the geometry actually looks quite nice. But then there's other bits that look kind of ropey that need a bit more of a kind of heavy smoothing. But it would be good to keep some of these lines because they look quite nice. I watched, I don't know if anyone saw the Ian Hubert Rococo live stream they did recently where they were showing some of his Dynamo Dream project files, but he had some amazing photo scans in that. In fact, let me get it up really quickly, just because it was the quality that he got out of them was really, really good. Like there was no bumpiness or anything. Ian Hubert Rococo photo scanning. I can't remember what it was called now. I was watching it this morning. Here we go, this. I don't want to show loads of it because it might be copyrighted, but these photo scans turned out really, really good. Like, look at the quality of this dude. Like, his face came out amazing, and I don't know, Ian probably did a lot of processing to that he didn't talk about because he's quite a humble guy. But yeah, it looked great. So that's kind of the vibe that I'm going for, is like that sort of quality, because it needs to hold up. It's going to be like the main character of the film, so I want it to actually look good. But we'll see. That might be ambitious. I also want to preserve like the detail of the collar if I can, so I don't want to go too strong around here. And then I'll use the crease brush to sort of reintroduce that later on. I have a few plans for like using a displace modifier to keep some detail in the hair and things, which I'll show in a bit as well. But right now I'm just kind of doing broad strokes, just getting everything to look a bit more normal. Oh, I've lost the chat. Come back, chat. There we go. You should try pie food. Yes, I've heard of pie food or whatever it's called. I've seen, I think Peter used it in some of the corridor videos. It's on my list of things to get into. You got me on a good day. School holidays and at my nan's with only her here. If my mum was here, I wouldn't be able to stay up this late. Ah, perfect. Well, hopefully you can enjoy the stream then, in peace. This is nice, bro. Thank you very much. It's going to look even nicer when it's not super bumpy. So, yeah, with a bit of love, I think this is going to turn out really good. The thing is, like, the legs and stuff look like rubbish like this, but as soon as you start smoothing them out, they actually look quite nice. And then once they have the texture put back on them, of like the jeans, a lot of the detail comes from the photo textures really, and that's when it really starts to shine and actually look nice. I think some of these might actually be holes in the mesh, which is a bit of a pain. Oh no, I think we're okay. Yeah, we're okay. Do a bit more smoothing. in the photo scans, I actually forgot to take my phone out my pocket, so you can probably see in some of these I've got like a really visible rectangle, like here. But that's fine. Is there any way I can get someone to photo scan some pictures, then I click cause I don't have a good GPU required for Meshroom. Maybe if you jump in the Discord server, there might be someone that's willing to help you out. Sometimes I know that Hatter's rendered a few things for people that don't have good GPUs before, so maybe if you ask nicely, someone might be willing to give you a hand. And I was planning to stay up late as well tonight. Awesome. Are there any websites where you can buy $1 or something in the service of photo scanning, like render farms? Not sure, to be honest. Maybe it's worth a Google. I'm not super experienced with photo scanning. This is kind of the second time I've done it, and the third time. The first time was with an Xbox Kinect, which turned out horrendous and was just used for a really quick shot in a short film I did in college. The second time turned out better, but there were some problems with the legs and like holes in the mesh because I didn't do this cleanup stage. And then this is the third one, which I'm hoping will be like the final form iteration where it actually turns out good. The arm's looking a bit dodgy. I'm going to use the inflate brush to bring some volume back into these. Oh, I'm introducing some holes by the looks of it. What's going on there? Cool. It's starting to look pretty good. I don't know if I want to do dynamic topology on this or whether I want to keep it fairly low poly. I guess we'll work that out in time. That's looking pretty good. I think I will. Let's do dynamic topology. I'm going to break everything. Do like 100 or something with constant detail enabled. 100. See how this goes. Yeah, that's alright. Just to fix some of these areas that need a bit more smoothing. And then we can move on to the face, which is going to be the toughest part, but probably the most rewarding, because that's where it's going to sort of come to life. Just fix some of this stuff. I'm adding the detail back in here, but then I'm going to go into instant meshes and remesh this after to get some clean geo, and then do a UV unwrap and bake it, which will look quite nice, I'm hoping. Let's just do a bit of a crease on here. Your digital hands look awesome, I know, tell me about it. Highly realistic. They're going to be a separate mesh, so I'll actually fix those later. But that's a problem for later down the line. Just add some geo into some of these areas. Some of the bits like under the arms get a bit low poly because the camera doesn't really see them. So I'm using the dynamic topology to put some more topology into those areas, which should help. Cool. Same thing on this side. God, there's so much going on in the chat. iPhone has some good apps for quick photo scanning. Yeah, the new iPhone has, or the iPhone 12 has the like LiDAR sensor built in, and people have been using that at work on professional visual effects sets just for like quick LiDAR scans, just because it's really effective. We do LiDAR scans normally, but you normally have to have this sort of much bigger piece of equipment to do it that's sort of specialized for it. So being able to do it with like an iPad or an iPhone is really impressive. I don't have an iPhone and I haven't used any of the photo scanning apps, but I've heard good things. The face got wasp bites during the picture taking, exactly. That's what it looks like. The smoothing is so satisfying. It really is. It's like uncovering like an archaeological dig or something. Right, let's try and tackle the face because it looks horrendous now. I want to do this without breaking too many of the features so that I can actually sculpt them back in afterwards. So I'm trying to like maintain the nose and stuff as well as I can, and the lips, without making myself look really stupid as well. There might be a bit of creative licensing where once I finish kind of roughing it out, I'll go in and like actually sculpt it to look a bit more like a person than what it is at the moment. It's a bit crazy at the moment. And the same for like the ears. I don't want to smooth it so much that the ears just sort of disappear into the head. So there's going to be a sort of finding a median point somewhere, I think. I've just got a really fat face now. Oh dear. Yeah, I think that's going to need some sculpting love afterwards for sure. Okay, let's do some of the hair. And this is where the dynamic topology comes in, because some of these harsh like points are really quite difficult to just smooth out. So the dyne topo is kind of removing them completely by just creating new geometry that gets rid of them, which is quite handy. Damn, the face looks like you had a fight. You should do a render with some physics. Yeah, I have a ragdoll, what's it called? The ragdoll tools add-on that I used for that video where I fired off 1 million fireworks for my 10,000 subscriber celebration. So that's really good. You can just like take any mesh in Blender and apply a ragdoll system to it, and it just kind of does all the physics for you. So I don't know, the last time I used that was in Blender 2.79, I think. So hopefully they've actually transferred it over to 2.8. Oh my god, my head's now really tall for some reason. Let's try and fix some of this. Yeah, that's better. I'm not sure how accurately this really represents my hairstyle, but hey ho. Still looking a bit bumpy at the back. Smooth out some of this stuff. I'm going to use like a weight paint to paint my hair in, and then use a displace modifier on with that vertex group to kind of add some random bumpiness to the head without it being this horrendous lumpiness. Just more of like high frequency stuff to add some detail back in. Okay, let's do the creative bit where we use like a clay strips brush or something and just start shaping this a bit more. Need a bit more strength. I think the cheeks need some work, and there's like a lot of like here it's really fat. So I'll try and fix some of this. That's a bit better. My face just looks really chubby. I don't know if it's like an optical illusion or whether I've just got a fat face in real life. That's a bit better. Maybe use the grab brush bit to kind of pull the cheekbones in. Cool. I feel like we're getting there. It's quite difficult to get it symmetrical as well. That's one thing I struggle with, is like one side might look good, but then it's making the other side do the similar thing, because it's not, you can't really mirror photo scans because they're so high detail. So there's a bit of a balancing act there. This is a good song. Who's this? Blood Red Sun on Epidemic Sounds. Big forehead, or just in general, or just big in general. Yeah, the forehead is a bit messed up. I think once the textures are on, it'll make a bit more sense. But the mesh, it doesn't quite reflect the actual shape of the head at the moment. Right, let's pinch some of these. Oh, where's the crease brush? God, it's been so long since I've done any actual sculpting in Blender. There we go. It's looking a bit better. Nose is looking a bit flat. So let's put some more volume into the nose. It's not too bad. Still could do with a bit more, I think. Yes. Fungus from face. Looks like fungus coming out of the face. Yeah, it really does. It's not an attractive look. There's still some messed up bits here actually. Smooth. And then I think I need to remove some volume from the side of the head because it looks a bit like I've got no neck, where it's kind of joining with the t-shirt. Like here. Sculpt some of the jaw back in. And then that's not looking too bad. So it's a bit of a weird dot here. Let's get rid of that. I don't really know what to do about the ears. I might sort of leave them as they are because there's no point sculpting proper ears because the photo scan doesn't really have that much detail in it. Might just leave them like that. So there's a bit of an extrusion. Definitely an improvement from where it was. If I oh, I should have really saved how it was before. Maybe I can, if I re-import the OBJ and then copy the transform movement and stuff. Let's bring this one back in. It's supposed to be on a train home tomorrow. Don't know when though. Where is home for you? Or am I going to dox you if I ask you to reveal that? Maybe don't. Right, how do I copy the rotation to this? Object data? Nope, didn't want to do that. I don't want to mess this up, so let's just be a bit careful. 177. Let's try just copying these over. Minus 84. Oh, it's edging ever closer. And then oh. Not sure this is what I wanted. Nope. What's happened there? Why is the scale messed up? Surely they should... Oh well. Oh, it's because the orientation is... the origin point is different. Never mind, forget that. Let's see what this looks like with textures now. It's probably quite messed up because I've moved a lot of the topology around with the sculpting. Slowly getting there, yeah. This is pretty close to what I was after. The rest of it will just be the texture detail. I don't want to go too nuts with the sculpting. Cool. So obviously the dynamic topology breaks a lot of it, but when I bake it to the UVs, it will be fine. Oh, actually, that might be a problem because I should have saved it, shouldn't I? Oh dear. Let me bring the old one back in and try and get it to the same place because they need to be identical so that I can bake the new UVs. Oh dear, this might have been a mistake actually. Come on. Maybe I can just reset this, but the origin point is different, so that might be a problem. That might be a big problem. I should have saved a version. Yes, that might be a very big problem. I might have to redo this very quickly. God damn it, that's really annoying. What do you think? Should I restart? I don't really know a solution to this. Maybe I can just line it up manually. No, that's not going to work, is it? It needs to be more precise. Okay, we're going to do that again really quickly. So what I want to do is fix this. I'll speed run it so that I'm not talking to chat and stuff in the middle, which won't take as long. Sorry everybody, bear with me very quickly. Last night when I did this testing the stream, I was like, yeah, I'll save a version so that I can back it up and then it'll be fine. Okay, so let's do that. And then make a duplicate. Mesh, back up. And then I'll call this, hide it. This one's going to be sculpt. Okay. And then slam into sculpt mode and just destroy this. Gonna be doing this at 1,000,000 miles an hour now. Okay. We're nearly back. This is the problem with doing stuff live. Things go wrong, and you have no safety wall to hide behind to fix it. Let's turn on Topo again. Constant detail, 100. Cool. Oh. Okay. I'm gonna do this at 1,000,000 miles per hour now. Yeah. Don't have much choice. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Just fix this stuff. Ooh. I think there's still a bit more sculpting I should have done down here with the creases actually of the clothing, so maybe I'll go back and do that in a sec as well. Alright, let's fix the face again. Jesus Christ. Smooth. That's probably too much. Too strong. Goes overboard, lol. Yeah, this oh man, I'm annoyed at myself for not saving a backup because it would have saved so much time. Because basically, when you bake the new UVs onto the clean mesh, you have to have it in exactly the same position. And in all of my tests, I did that, and then I forgot to do it on the actual one where it counts, where everyone's watching me. Oh, Sankarshan has subscribed. Thank you very much for subscribing. Hope you enjoy the channel. This is not my finest hour, forgetting to actually do things correctly, but it can only get better from here. The other thing that takes a bit of time is once you bake the new UVs, there's usually a bit of clone painting stuff that you have to do because they never really come out right. I don't know why my head's come out so tall in this. Like, my hairstyle is like some sort of Frankenstein haircut. It's very unusual. Is that flat? Not really. Not really, but hey ho. Okay, let's fix this again. This monstrosity. Clay strips. Let's get some shape back into the cheeks. Some shape into the lips. Shape in the nose. God, the lips are massive. Not sure about this. Let's go a bit thinner. It's better. It's just a rough shape anyway, because most of the texture comes from the actual photo scans. I'm still suffering from the fat face issue slightly here. Let's drag this stuff in a bit. It's probably too much. Okay. Lovely. Sort of on track again now. Let's just fix this messy brow. Ah! Oh god, I just pressed a shortcut. Oh no, it's alright. Panic for a second. There we go. I think that'll do. Let's just fix the hair as well, so that I don't look like Frankenstein. I think it needs to come forward a bit more. Oh god, but not my entire head. Bring this down. It's so strange, like this doesn't look like what I think my hair looks like at all. But maybe that's just because it doesn't scan hair very well. I think it's more like that. Don't know, let's look at the stream. I don't know. It's not particularly accurate, is it? Oh dear. Let's just smooth it out a bit. I think the more generic it looks, the better. So maybe going with like crazy details isn't the best idea. And it'd be better to just sort of have like a general hair shape like this. Okay, let's say that that is good enough for now. Let's quickly go in and also smooth out, or like crease some of the details on the clothing so that it has a bit more information in the geometry. Just fix the arms a bit more as well. Needs a bit of inflating, I think. Make my muscles huge. This is the secret. Instead of going to the gym, just inflate your arms in Blender. Could even use the cloth brush actually to add some detail in, but I don't know if that would be like adding the wrong kind of detail, because it's not. It would be adding folds where they weren't necessarily there before. Why don't you use a hair particle system? I could do. I did think about that, but the hair actually, when you get it right, does look quite good, and it also renders a lot faster if it's just geometry rather than a hair particle system. So when I'm rendering like huge shots for a short film, which this is going to be used in, you have to think about those kind of things and like saving render time, because it's not going to be close to the camera, so I don't think you would really notice the difference. So sometimes optimization is better than realism. But you're right, it would be good to do a hair particle system for sure. Okay, let's just fix the chin. Lovely. Bit of creasing. Those lips look horrendous, but that's fine. I might just leave it like that. And then kind of do like a reverse crease on the edges of the collar. I can't really see where the edges of the collar are anymore, which is a bit of a pain. So I'm just guessing. Oh, just subscribed. Oh, Knuckle Crunch just subscribed. Thank you very much, Knuckle Crunch. So we can exaggerate some of these lines a bit more while I can actually see them. They do actually go all the way down, so maybe I should sort of fake this. Yeah, that looks quite good. Well, I'm not sure about this actually. Ah, there we go, that'll do. And then around here, I feel like the edges of the jacket. And then the edge of my jeans. I don't actually remember what it looked like in the... Is there... Oh, okay, so that's like the second bit of the jacket. There's like a rim around the edge. Maybe this should be a bit smoother then in that case, if that's not the actual edge. This is looking alright, I think. And you can just exaggerate some of the creases and stuff in here as well, which would help. I think that looks pretty good. Anything I need to do to the jeans? Still a bit bumpy. Still a little bit bumpy. Some quite heavy metal being played at the moment. Didn't put this on, but hey ho. Cool, that's looking alright. Alfie hating his creation. The lips look horrible. Self-hate. My own lips look terrible. Yeah. I think that'll work quite nicely. Let's just smooth this out a little bit. It's a bit too creased. There we go. Okay. And maybe actually just put like a reverse crease in here for the edge of the collar. Oh, magnificent. Now you can actually see the difference between the clothing and my body. That's looking fine. Okay. A bit around the ear maybe. Need to stop tweaking soon. Just actually do something with it. Oh, actually, maybe just a little bit around the edge of the hair so I can see the difference. Well, actually, I don't know where the hairline is because I can't really see it, so it's probably not a good idea to try and sculpt that. Is that... Oh, it's like a weird lump on the side of the head. What's going on there? Is it gone? Is that gone? There we go. That's looking okay. You can use hair cards as particles instead of using hair strands. Not going to be hair dynamics. I could do. Again, I don't know how much difference it would make from the distance that I'm going to be using this away from the camera. So I'm more inclined to just have it simple because it's a little bit easier to manage. But a good suggestion nonetheless. Just smooth all of this a little bit more, and then I think it might be time to cool it and jump into remesh, or what's it called? Instant remesh? Instant meshes? That's the one. Instant meshes, and make it look nice. So, just to do a quick comparison. This is what it was like before, and this is what it's like now. Quite a big difference, just with a little bit of smoothing. So, let's get rid of... I guess if I cut the hands and stuff off as well, then I can see which bits I actually need. Jump into material preview. Oh yeah, it's really high res now. That's not very helpful. Oh, and also these are back in stupid Aces color space again. Let me quickly change these. Oh, I should turn on screencast keys as well. That would help, and then you can actually see what I'm pressing. There we go. I don't know if you can see this actually down here, but I've got macro keys on the side of my keyboard, and I've mapped them to like Shift F1 and Shift F3 and whatever, so I can change between the views in Blender really easily. So like with one button I can just switch between the compositor and the shader editor and stuff, which is quite handy. Little trick for anyone that's interested. Let's change all these to roll matte paint. The fun of Blender. Aces is great, but I hate having to do this stuff. Even with the shortened list that I made, it's still like, it doesn't, I wish there was a way to set like a default color space that it comes in as, because all of these are just JPEG textures, they shouldn't be in linear. But we live and we move on. Probably missed, by the way, the custom asset manager and some pipeline tools Blender Studio create for new. Looks really sick, you should check it out. Custom, what is that? Do you mean the asset manager that's coming to Blender, or like a separate tool? I've looked into asset managers before, and there's one called I can't remember what it's called now. It's like Prism, I think. Yeah, Prism, and it looks really good, but it's overcomplicated for what I needed to do. It's for like a whole pipeline of publishing between multiple artists, whereas all I really want to do is have like a asset pipeline for importing like JPEG sequences and stuff between Blender and Nuke and Geometry, whereas that one was like publishing it with tags, and it was like for multiple shots, and it was like a film pipeline setup basically, so it was too much. But I would like a really good pipeline manager to go between Blender and Nuke and just keep track of stuff a bit better. I'm really excited about the asset manager coming to Blender, because that's going to be a big deal. Maybe I should keep the shoes actually, these look quite good. Decisions. What's the geometry like? I don't know. Do they look alright? I mean, the grass kind of comes up the side, so I can't really use that. No, I'll cut them off and I'll add a model of some Converse in afterwards. So if I do this and just get rid of that. Oh. Delete vertices. No, they made one for Blender and Nuke in their studio pipeline. Oh, is it available to people outside of the Blender Studio? Because that'd be really cool. If you could link it or something, I'll actually take a look at that. I'm really interested. Or just send it to me on Instagram or something. When we have our daily chats on Instagram. Or Discord, whatever you like. Okay. That's the feet gone, more or less. Oh, there's a few straggly bits. I don't think so for now. Selfish buggers. That's alright. Once the asset manager comes out, I think that's going to make a big difference, just because I've got so many things that I have in a Blender assets folder that I really wish I could just link in stuff a bit easier, like drag and drop, rather than appending them in all the time. But we'll get there. We'll get there eventually. In fairness, most places have like custom tools instead of actually a built-in. Like Maya doesn't have a very good built-in asset manager, I don't think. So studios just use like their own. They just make their own. So it's not really Blender's fault, but it would be nice to have a better one. It's for Blender Bob Studio and their pipeline. Okay. Interesting. Oh, still a bit of the shoe on this one. So we can get rid of those last bits. Phase mode will help see the mesh. Oh, really? Oh yeah. Thank you. Good tip. Oh. Delete faces. I feel it's going to leave a load of floating geo. Here it is. It's alright, I'll clean that up in a sec. Okay, that's close enough. Just get. Oh god, there's all these floating vertices now. Maybe I'll just do this. One more. Cool. Okay, let's jump into instant meshes. So, file, export, OBJ, remeshes. Let's get rid of these. These were my tests from yesterday night. Selection only, high-res sculpt, export. I didn't do the going to instant meshes last night, so this is uncharted territory for me now, but hopefully this will work. Yasser Browser is going to make life a lot easier. Yeah, I'm excited. It's going to... Yeah, I've got loads of stuff, like I said, that I just drag in all the time from other projects, so it'd be really nice to just have that in like an interface in Blender. Exciting. But they pushed it back till like October now, haven't they? I saw that it was delayed by 2 months, so just going to have to wait a little bit longer. Instant meshes, here we go. Open mesh, treasure planet, assets, photo scan, remeshes, high-res sculpt. How many people are watching at the moment? Let's have a look. I haven't really been keeping track of the stream stats. 345 people have watched this stream. Wow. Oh, Andre Ngoran has subscribed. Thank you very much. Okay, let's go for like, I don't know, 60,000 faces. I want it to be quite high res, but not so much that it's going to like crash my PC when it moves in pose mode and stuff. Let's see what this looks like. Solve. Not bad, not bad. Needs a little bit of love. What does it? Yeah. Like here. Let's get this stuff right. And then I'm back. Cool. Face looks okay. The front has some weird stuff going on here. Let's just do like a vertical line instead. Lovely. I think that looks alright. God, I hate how it... I hate the orientation in instant meshes. It's so difficult to get it like lined up. I think that looks pretty good. Yeah, I'm going to roll with that. Solve. He was saying he'd love to release the custom studios as an add-on for regular people, but he was saying that it's too specific for other people outside the studio. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like usually it's based around their workflow, so it probably wouldn't work for lots of people. It is a bit tough. Extract mesh. That looks nice. Save. Alfie underscore remesh. Oh, forgot the .obj. Classic. Okay. And then if I hide the sculpt and import this back in, remeshes, remesh. Sorry for joining late, but I wanted to say hi and that I love your work. Oh, thank you very much. That's alright, no problem joining late. Not everyone can always get here on time. Just trying to please the masses with a time that suits as many people as possible. Let's get rid of all these sharps. And then this heavy metal music is getting a bit much. Let's find something else. This one's called Just a Little Sunshine. That sounds a bit more cheerful. Cool. And then if I do like a quick UV unwrap, I kind of want to do like an actual proper one. So maybe if I actually, because a lot of people when they do photo scans just do like a smart UV project, but because I want to do some painting and stuff on these, it might actually be better to do it the legit way. Mark seam. And where's a good place to do the middle one? I guess maybe like up the zip in the middle. And then around here. Mark seam. Oh god, it's been ages since I had to unwrap a face. Will that work? Let's try. And then usually you do like the chin. I'll worry about that later. Let's clean this up a little bit. Delete edges. No, that's not helpful. Just a little sunshine. God, how much of this am I going to have to get rid of? Is that going to do it? Maybe if I do like merge these. It's going to be a bit dirty. Merge at center, and then merge at center, and then yes, mark seam. So a line under here. How long have you been using Blender for? I started in 2017, I think. When I was at college, Grant Abbott was my Blender teacher before he became a superstar on YouTube. So yeah, that was awesome. That was pretty much the reason I got into Blender, was because we were learning it at college for my games design course. And Grant was a fantastic teacher, and I owe a lot of my Blender knowledge to him. And the fact that I still use it today in visual effects is a great skill. But I started learning it just for games design, and then realised it had potential for like using it for my visual effects stuff for YouTube, and so I kind of transitioned into using it quite a lot for that as well, and here we are today. Control E, mark seam. Is it like a double edge there? Oh no, it's alright. It's okay. We had to manually retopologize a LiDAR scan for uni. Oh, Jamie, hey, how's it going, man? Yes, retopology is not my favourite thing in the world, hence why I use instant meshes. It's not perfect, but it's good enough for the kind of stuff that I do, and it saves a lot of headaches. I've done it a few times, and I just find that I'm not good enough at it to bother doing it manually, because the result is often not any better than just doing it like this way, essentially. Oh, I've got to do the bloody feet as well. Okay. What's a good way to do this? Just select all of these. Delete. In fact, I could probably just do this the cheat way. Is that all the way around? Yeah. And then similar thing on here. This music's great. Epidemic Sound actually has like a really good collection of rock music. And mark seam. And then I guess I just need to do one up the middle. See you, Alfie. Are you off? Thanks very much for joining, Tree. Lovely to see you, or hear from you. Thank you. Hopefully I'll see you soon. Motivational Wear Brother, love from India. Thank you very much. Much love back to you as well. Hope everything is okay. I know the COVID situation is a bit rough in India at the moment, but I wish everybody well. I'm going a bit rogue with this last one. Let's just go down to like here. Mark seam. Okay. Let's see how this unwraps. Do you do YouTube full time? No, I would love to, but I do visual effects full time. I work for a visual effects company called The Mill here in London, and then just sort of do YouTube and freelance stuff on the side. And actually, I've been earning more from YouTube and freelance stuff than I have from my actual job for the last few months. I've been doing some NFT stuff, which has been very lucrative, which has been nice. Yes. What was I doing? Oh yeah, UV unwrap. Bam. That looks pretty good actually. Is this the face? That is not bad at all. I'll take that. Let's just orient these a bit better. Oh, whoops. What's the way that you can do that? Is it face mode? Yeah, where it's separate. Cool. It's good to prioritize, like make the face a bit bigger, because that's one of the things that's going to have a lot of like important detail. So I'm going to try and arrange this in a way that's as efficient as possible in terms of the UVs. Oh, this is Hannah Wickland and the Stepping Stones, I think. Where's this playing from? Chris Shard's Feet Roof. I'm not sure about that. This is oh no, it's Grace Potter and the Nocturnals, this song. I feel like I've missed something in the chat. Oh, it's Jamie saying hello. Thank you for joining. Hello everyone who just joined. Your voice and music is 99-1. What does that mean? Does that mean I'm too quiet? Or is it just the ratio? The music is very quiet because I don't want it to overpower the talking, which is obviously more important. That works quite well. You can make a UDIM for more resolution, right? You can. I don't really need to for this because it's all one model, and it's all one texture. But yes, it would be a good way to do that if I needed the extra res. Okay, let's try and do a bake. So then what you do once it's unwrapped is you go to, God, trying to remember this, I haven't done it for a while, the shader editor, and add a texture in here. New texture, let's call this diffuse, oh, caps lock is on, diffuse underscore bake, and let's make it 2048. Doesn't need an alpha, so save some detail, and okay. Set this to roll matte paint and plug it in. So this is now a blank texture, and then what I want to do, why did that work? There we go, is take the original mesh backup, select it, wait, so it's selected to active, so I need to do the mesh, so it's the high res, and then the remesh, and then, oh no, is it the way around? God, I can't remember. That, there we go. And then you select this, and then you go to the cycle settings. Music is quite quiet. I can turn it up a bit. It's I kind of made it quiet on purpose because I can't hear myself think otherwise. I'll turn it up a little bit. And then bake, and then let's just do combined for now, and then see what happens. Then you do selective to active, max ray distance, turn all the way up, bake, see what happens. Blender conference got postponed again. Oh man, is that because of COVID? Okay, it's baking the textures, it's thinking about it. This might take a little while. Yeah, I think also I saw that Tom released something saying that for the Blender development stuff, they're giving the developers some time off. Because they've been working really hard and they want them to spend some time with their families, which I think is a really nice gesture. So that's why 3.0 has been delayed by a couple of months back to October, is because they're trying to give them a bit of a rest. In Pacific Rim, they had like 108k UDIMs for the Jaegers. Oh, this looks interesting. Doesn't seem to have worked particularly well. seems to be a lot of gaps in the texture. Let's just see what this looks like. Alfie remesh. Oh dear. That's not what I had intended. Some of it's worked quite well. Why hasn't that worked? That is the question. Maybe it needs to be a bit bigger. Oh, it's crashed. Blame the robbers in Pacific Rim. Come on. Which one's this? Okay, so that's that one. And then trying to think. Some of these settings make quite a big difference to the way it bakes, but I haven't done it for ages, so I don't really remember what the difference is. Just do the diffuse bake. No valid object selected. Alright. There we go. Alfie remesh. Bake. It's going to be a cool event in October virtually to celebrate 3.0. Yeah, I'm really excited for that. There's got some cool stuff coming in it. It's going to be a good one for sure. I feel like the Dine Topo thing might have messed this up in terms of the baking. Yeah, try scaling it and then baking it. I think that might help. The only problem is it's from the origin, so it's almost like I want to scale it on the normals, but I feel like that might break everything. Let's try this. This looks ridiculous. Let's try that. Bake. Max ray distance is the one that you probably need to change. I set it to 1 and didn't really... I think 1 is usually what you want to do. Let's try like 0.5. Oh, that looks more promising. Although it's a bit bubbly. Oh, come on. Oh dear, I might have just... I think I baked it onto... Oh dear. Did I bake it onto the wrong texture? Texture 101 or 1001, 02. 1001.png 02. Is it this one? Open image. What's happened there? I've broken everything, everybody. Undo. I'm going to press undo a few times. It has frozen now. Come on. Don't crash. The problem is if it crashes now, that texture is like baked in, so... I should have made a backup of the backup. Undo. How many times do I have to press undo before something actually happens? Abort, undo. Oh, come on. Doesn't seem to be doing it. I feel like I've overwritten this texture now, which is a bit concerning. No, it doesn't look like it. Let's go to 101. Oh, maybe I have. 103. Have I baked over all of the photo scan textures? Surely not. Surely not. Let's just import another one, see what happens. Import OBJ. Photo scan. Yeah, I don't really know why it's not transferring properly. I think it's because I've done a bit of sculpting to it. It's a little bit of a different shape to the original. Let's see if we can figure this out. Oh, okay, so this looks fine. So why doesn't this look fine? Okay. Oh, it's probably because of the normal scaling, isn't it? Alt S. I don't know how to undo the normal scaling. Oh. Blender's quite destructive sometimes. Like, you can't go back enough as much as you want to. Like, I've just gone into edit mode and scaled the normals, and now they're like stuck like that. Is there a way? Does anyone know if you can fix scaled normals by like resetting the scale of the normals? Because otherwise it's a bit of a mess. Let's get rid of this. When do I press Alt S? Oh no, because Alt S is the key to scale. Sculpt. What's this? Remesh. That's the mesh backup. And that's that. Cut your losses and restart. Well, I've already restarted once, and I'd have to restart the entire thing because it needs to be in the same position. I just need this to go back to what it was. Is that so much to ask? Is that so much to ask? All these textures are black now. Texture Atlas 1001 03. That doesn't really help. All these textures have gone black. I feel like I might have baked over the... Go to edit. Edit mode. Yeah. Why are the textures black though? They shouldn't be. Under mesh, click normals. Mesh. Normals. And try recalculate. No, it's not. It's not that they're they need recalculating. It's because I scaled them. Normals, recalculate inside. Make nature high. Hello, welcome to the stream. Oh, this is a mess. This is a mess. What do I do? What do I do? Re-import. Whoa, Vinu. Hey, thank you very much for the donation. That's very kind of you. The Puzzler says hi. Worth a shot. Yeah, no, definitely worth trying. Yeah, I might have to restart. I might just do it quickly and then do it properly off camera, like for the actual asset, because otherwise it's going to take a year. Ow, bloody hell. Okay. Cut my losses. You're right. So let's get rid of all of that. Let's do this very quickly. So, oh, that was loud. Oh, it was Vinny's donation. Very kind of you, dude. Thank you very much. Worth a shot. Re-import them and use the exact position. Well, I tried that originally, but the problem is I changed the origin point so the coordinates don't match up. Otherwise I would do that. That was my original test and it didn't work. Let's just smooth the hell out of all of this. It might actually, maybe this slightly less elegant solution of just doing it very quickly and not retopologizing it. Oh, sorry, not retopologizing it. Not doing the dynamic topology thing might actually be a better idea because it won't change the shape of the mesh as much. If I just do some very aggressive smoothing on the whole thing, like so. We're back to the bee sting face. Oh, I didn't save a. I didn't save a copy of it, did I? I am so dumb. All right, let's delete this. Start again for the fourth time this stream. This is a nightmare. It was going so well up until this point. Come on. Alright. Someone needs to remind me to make backups of this like every 10 seconds in the chat. Okay. Maybe if I don't reset the origin point, then that'll be a good backup. I kind of want the origin point to be correct. I'll leave it for now, and then maybe I'll be able to rescue it if it all goes wrong. Oh yeah, backup. Backup, and this is sculpt, super smooth. Backup. Thank you, the puzzler. Yes. Clearly, I don't learn from my mistakes. Just spam backup. I need someone to do that. Okay. Save the one with the original origin. Yeah, I haven't changed the origin this time, so worst comes to worst, if I re-import it, now I can actually reline it up with one that I just bring in from scratch. But surely it can't go wrong again. Surely. I don't want to jinx it though. Cool. Smoothie facey. Smoothie. I look like Darth Maul with all of these horns coming out of my head. Lovely stuff. Yes, that'll do. Oh, what's going on there? Got some weird geo. Okay, so actually, if I go into material preview mode now, what happens? Put a post-it on. What? I'll put a post-it on your PC with the backup. We try saving incrementally before doing any drastic changes. Well, I normally do. I just got a bit carried away. I have to do this stupid Aces thing again now. That's not looking terrible. Okay. I wonder if I can get rid of all the unused data blocks, because I've got like 3 versions of the textures in this now. Right. Aces. Hi sir. Hello, welcome to the stream. Manchinila? Hopefully that's how you say your name, but I doubt it because I'm not particularly good at saying people's names. But thank you very much for joining. Slowly getting there. You can see it sort of popping in as it updates. Map paint. Oh. Hi, Aditya. Hello. Thank you for joining the stream. Okay. Has that done it? Yeah, there we go. The face just looks really fat though. I don't really like how it's like the hair should be here, but it's not in the right place. Maybe I'll fix that once I've re-topologized it. That would probably be the best way, because then the UVs and stuff will kind of be easier to fix. Why not bake it all into one texture? Yeah, I'm going to. That's what is about to happen once this finishes. Let's get rid of the floor again. Also maybe back up the texture folder as well. Well, I don't need to back up the textures because unless I save it in Blender, it doesn't overwrite them. So it's not actually overwriting the original files. It's just overwriting the like local versions in Blender, which is fine. I can deal with that. Okay. I think I'll do it with the hands and feet for now, and then just remove them in the retopologized version because it's probably a bit easier. Let's do that. Actually, no, maybe not, because it'll be the topology will be cleaner if I do it now. Let's get rid of these. And then I might photo scan my shoes and add them separately, because the problem with this is that the grass was kind of coming up the side of them, so it's like photo scan bits of the grass as well. But if I can sort that out, then it'll be much better. Get out of here. Delete. Okay. And it's gone. Okay, let's see how this works. Export. Away from OBJ. High-res sculpt. Selected only. Back into remeshes. Open. High-res sculpt. Oh yeah, I think trying to fix the face and stuff will be better after. Oh, where's it gone? Let's just close that and open it again. Trying to fix the face and stuff after the texture's been baked and stuff will probably be the better way to do it, because then at least it'll be in the same place for the baking. Is this going to work? Yes. Looks a bit bumpy, but it's okay. Let's do 60,000 again. Might have to fix some of the topology flow. How's that looking? Yeah, not terrible. If anyone knows the shortcuts, like for kind of like, what's it called, framing up on an object properly in instant meshes, let me know, because it doesn't do that very well. Like, the way you orient around stuff sucks in this program. Cool. I think that's looking alright. Let's give this a go. Extract mesh. Save. Remesh.obj. Replace. And then import. Remesh. That just looks complicated. It's not actually too bad. There's a lot of buttons to press, but it's not as difficult as it might appear. So this is now the remeshed version. Let's get rid of all the sharps. And then what we want to do is do the texture thing again. So let's make a new image texture. New diffuse underscore bake. Image editor or UV editor. Diffuse bake 01. I've already got one. Let's just call it texture bake instead. I hate the 01 naming system. Texture bake. Okay, and then what we want to do is select the backup, and then do bake diffuse cage 1. Let's do combined. Oh no, just diffuse. Bake. See what happens. No active UV layer. Oh, I didn't do a UV unwrap. That would help, wouldn't it? Let's do this quickly. Oh. Oh dear. Oh dear. Hideous UVs, but that will do for now. As you know what, I'm going to do a smart projector to see if it works first. Smart UV project, Bosch. So those are our UVs, and then I'm going to select the texture bake, press bake, see what happens. Playing with poly is hard. Yes, it's a tricky challenge. No active UV layer found for Alfie remesh. What do you mean? I've just unwrapped it. You mad, bro? Back up. Let's try this. Bake. There we go. Fingers crossed. This is more successful than the previous version. It should be, but who knows? I'm gonna have to head off, dude. Thanks. Have a good stream. Okay, dude. Thank you very much for joining. Much appreciated. Oh, it's still all bumpy. It's better, but it's not perfect. Cage. Let's make a backup of the backup. And then cage extrusion. Let's see what this does. Bake. Back up. Yeah, it's backing up. Try X normal if it still doesn't work. Is that a software? I don't know what X normal is. Still not working. It's not far off. Actually, let me just check. Maybe it is. It's just the bad UVs. No. It's not awful. I mean, I could definitely... It could be better. It's just where they're all going through, isn't it? Let me do like geometry to origin. No. I guess I need... It's the bits where it's coming through, so I need to somehow... Maybe if I make this smaller. But then it's not going to line up. Scale it on the normals, maybe. That might work. Let's try that. So remesh, backup, and then bake. It's kind of like Keygen, but it's baking software for all maps. I don't think it's Blender that's the problem. I think it's just the mesh clipping through because of the sculpting. But we'll see. This might fix it, scaling it down on the normals, because now it's contained inside the original photo scan. This music is really heavy. Hopeless lover. Beyond Elysium. Let's see what some of these are like. Still not any better. Let's turn off cage. Turn this off. Ray distance. What does ray distance actually do? I always forget. Maximum ray distance for matching points. Okay, so set that to max. That should be the best it should be. Let's try this again. Image texture. Oh! Where the hell did that go? Oh well. New. Texture bake. Roll matte paint. Let's try this. Back up. Bake. He's a big fan. Oh, thank you very much, Sahil. That's very kind of you. Texture bake. Maybe this will be more successful. If not, this might be a problem to solve off stream. Because I don't want to spend ages doing this. Oh! Still doing it. Still doing it. That looks even worse. Alt S. Let's get it back. Oh dear. Weapons if I go bigger. Like that. See you, Jamie. Thanks, man. I think you need to have a smooth photo scan mesh for texture baking, because right now we are baking the vanilla Topology mesh. Hence it's coming as holes. What, so you mean smoothing it in Mesh Lab? Or Meshroom, whatever it is. Or smooth the actual... Oh, smooth the photo scan, I see. I could try that. Let's try sculpting the back up a bit. Well, actually, I've got the sculpt, so maybe this will be better. Let's try that. If I delete this, do import obj remesh. Oh yeah, because then they line up exactly. You're right, maybe that will help. Remesh, let's do clear sharps, smart UV project, and then let's get an image texture in here. Texture bake. Oh no, maybe not. Let's do a new one. New bake. It's what we've resorted to. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. And then sculpt, and then oh no, that, and then that. No, that, and then that. Yes. Bake. Maybe this will work. I think you could be right about the smoothing. I think that might be the solution. Oh, no, still bad. Why is it not working? Is it because I broke the texture on this by sculpting it? No, the texture on this is fine. Camo Alfie, yeah, looks like it, doesn't it? Texture on this one is okay. And then the texture on this one is less than okay. Tolkien! Hey man, how's it going? Why is it so... There's so much metal. Let's change this to something a bit less aggressive. I originally just said it's a rock. There we go. Bit more chill. Couldn't bear the screamo while I was trying to concentrate. Hey Alfie, good to see you. Please do a car animation tutorial live. Okay, I will do that at some point. I mean, this isn't. I guess it's not great. If this works, then why doesn't this work? I don't really understand. Is it a ray distance thing? Let me just change all the baking settings back to default and try it again. So, oh, let's do combined actually. No, I only need the diffuse, so I shouldn't have to change any of those. Let's try cage maybe. 1. Output is image textures. Yeah. Sculpt. Let's try this. Bake. While that's baking, I'm going to go to the loo quickly, so I'll be back. BRB. And I'm back. I'm good. Just got home from work to see you live. I thought I'd pop in for once. Oh, well, it's lovely to see you, man. Always a pleasure. You've joined me at a bad time because I can't figure out how to do this stupid bake. It should be working, surely. Maybe it's do I need to like open a fresh version of Blender and try it? It's honestly kind of what I'm thinking now. So that still hasn't worked, clearly. But why not? Let's try combined. Let's see what happens if I do like a normal map. Bake. No object selected. Sculpt. Remesh. Bake. We're gonna get there. Need to use my big brain. Big brain. Oh yeah, so it's still messing up even for that. It's like, well, it's because it's still clipping through in some areas, I guess. If I select the remesh and just do it a little scale on the normals, like that, and then try this. Bake. Put the aircon on and he'll perk up. I've got a fan on in the background, that's what that noise is. Don't know if you can hear that. So it's keeping me alive. Oh, that's worked. Okay, so diffuse. We're on to a winner, boys and girls. Come on. Come on. That looks good. That's a good bake. That's a good bake, bro. Just need the diffuse to actually work successfully, and then we're on the home stretch. We'll have a retopologized textured mesh that's ready for a quick rig. Of course that doesn't work. Why? Why doesn't it work? Let's do combined. Maybe the diffuse is just messed up. Surely if the normal map works, then that means that the baking, like the mesh, is in the correct place. I don't understand why. This feels like maybe it's a thing with the diffuse rather than the actual mesh. It might be alright now. No, it's not. This is ridiculous. Like, the normal map works fine, so why don't they all work fine? Transmission. This is so stupid. Let's try the normal again. Yeah, so the normal map works. Triggered. I don't understand. Let's turn cage off. Combined. Oh. Sculpt. Remesh. Bake. So stupid. Come on. Ooh. Okay. Everyone pray. Oh, for God's sake. It doesn't want to work. This is so stupid. Oh my God. I can't. I don't have the mental capacity to deal with this right now. What could the problem be? I remember Blender for me in college, it was so complicated seeing all these students, seeing all these settings that never change in college, which makes it like a new software. Yeah, this is the deep depths of Blender, trying to bake the textures and stuff. Honestly, if the normal map works, I don't see why the rest of it doesn't work. Like, it's clearly baking correctly. Cage object. Sculpt. Bake. Nope. Bake. Invalid cage object. The cage mesh must have the same number of faces as the active object. Ow. So that's why that doesn't work, because it's retopologized. But it should just work anyway. What if I make this a bit bigger? I still can't use Blender without screwing something up. Well, I feel similar right now, to be honest. What if I do this? It's still clipping through. Oh, don't crash! Oh no, it's not. It is a little bit. Okay. Let's try this. Let's try this. Bake. Invalid object, of course. Bake. It's so weird how it's, because it looks like it's the geometry clipping through, but there is no geometry clipping through, and it's still doing the same thing. Oh boy. I'm always tempted to just rig the photo scan, even though it's not retopologized, and then just do it later. But that's not a good way to work. I don't know. Any suggestions, anybody? I've lost the will to live. What should be the simplest solution? Although I wouldn't know what that would be. Yeah. So this is the remesh. Let's just delete it and try again. Import OBJ remesh. I've seen people do it on YouTube and it looks the same. Like, it looks like it's clipping through and then it still works. So why doesn't this work? Image texture. God damn it, bake. To matte paint. UV unwrap. Clear sharp. Clear sharp. Smart project. Okay. Sculpt. Selected to active. 1 meter. Bake. What am I trying to do? So I photo scanned myself, and I'm trying to now. I've done a re-topologized version of it that's much less computer intensive because it's got less faces. And I'm now trying to transfer the textures from the photo scan onto the re-topologized version, which in every YouTube video I've ever seen people doing it, and previously when I've done it, it's worked fine. And now when I'm doing it live on the internet, it's just refusing to work, which is always fun. If this doesn't work, I might just call it a day and figure this out off camera. Yeah, it's not working. I'm so triggered. I'm so triggered. This should work. This should just work. Why does it not work? Oh my god. Okay, I'm going to end the stream there and figure this out, and then I'll do a video about it or something in a few days. And yeah, thank you very much for watching, everybody. I'm sorry this wasn't a very satisfying conclusion, but I hope you've enjoyed the stream. Up until the texturing point, it was going very well. I will see you when I see you. Enjoy the next videos and stuff when they come out.